back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Alright, full-time family, walk with me as we take a trip to Rumorville. There is a rumor going around the MMA community that the next season of The Ultimate Fighter 27, the Battle of the Undefeated, coaches are going to be Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington. Holy smokes, I've got to tell you, I'm watching every single episode if that's the case. I think that would be, let me explain why. This is the best of both worlds. For one, there's something to every single fight that's going to happen on every episode. Every one of these guys are undefeated, so every episode you're going to see a guy that's never lost before lose a fight as far as his professional career. Now, even though these Ultimate Fighter fights are exhibition fights, because you know they happen so quick over the Ultimate Fighter house, they don't actually go on their professional records. So after the show is over, these guys might still be undefeated. They're still going to be fighting professional fighters as professional fighters that are undefeated. So whether or not the Ultimate Fighter losses in the house count toward the professional record, it's still going to be dope to see an undefeated fighter facing an undefeated fighter every single episode. On top of why I say the best of both, there's going to be an actual rivalry between these coaches. Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington were former teammates that do not like each other. Colby Covington, a lot of people don't like Colby Covington at this point. We all know the events that have transpired with him in Brazil, where he said filthy animals and called the place a dump. And we all know about how he went to Sydney and got hit with a boomerang by Colby Covington. He's trashed John Jones, a former roommate. He's trashed. Colby Covington is coming out and pissing off a lot of people, so a lot of people want to see Tyron Woodley shut him up. Colby Covington has low-key crept into the top 3 of the welterweight division rankings when he beat Damian Maia in his last fight. So with that being said, Colby Covington is high enough in the rankings to deserve a title fight. He's beat 3 ranked welterweights. I'm pretty sure he's beat 3 of them. Dong Yun Kim, Damian Maia, and one other guy. I'm forgetting the name of him off the top of my head, but still, there's really no clear-cut contenders for the Tyron Woodley's next fight. Now, I will say one thing, and that's probably why there's still rumors. Robbie Lawler versus Rafael Dos Anjos is happening this weekend, this Saturday on Big Fox, and that's kind of being sold and billed as a title eliminator fight, even though it's not for an interim title. The winner of that fight's got a really good case to fight Tyron Woodley themselves. But let's say Robbie Lawler wins. One thing about Robbie Lawler is he's kind of had the opportunity to fight Tyron Woodley recently, but he didn't take it. I don't know if he wanted maybe one more fight, but he just wasn't interested in an immediate title shot after his last win when there wasn't a clear-cut welterweight contender. But let's say he might want to fight Tyron Woodley again after this. He did say recently, you know, yeah, I want the title back. I know all my fans want to see it, my friends and family, so I want the title back. But Rafael Dos Anjos is a guy that definitely wants to fight Tyron Woodley if he can get a title shot. He's a former lightweight champion, and if Rafael Dos Anjos can get past Robbie Lawler, then a lot of people see him getting the next title shot versus Tyron Woodley, because Tyron Woodley has been entertaining the Colby Covington fight. He's saying this guy does not deserve a title fight just from trash talking. Yeah, I need to see him beat some contenders, and I want legacy fights. I want to fight former champions. I want to fight guys that are going to make me a household name, and Colby Covington has not reached that level yet. Rafael Dos Anjos, however, is a former champion, so Tyron Woodley would probably like to add that head to his resume, you know what I'm saying? So but if the Ultimate Fighter comes around, I gotta admit, if you're talking about watching TV every week, who would I rather see Tyron Woodley versus in the TUF house, especially for this dope-ass season coming up, season 27? With season 26, it was, you know, they were crowning a new strawweight champion, female champion, making a whole new division, and the coaches were Eddie Alvarez and Justin Gaethje, who prior to being booked on the Ultimate Fighter, they didn't really dislike each other. There was no rivalry going into it. And then, you know, as far as the fighters were, it was, you know, a lot of fighters none of us really knew about, and their skill level, who really knows, because they were making a brand new UFC division. And as we saw, the winner of that show had a 3-2 record coming in. So now the current UFC strawweight champion is Nico Montano, who has a 4-2 professional record. And a lot of us kind of expect the killers of the UFC, the Valentina Shevchenkos, the Joanna Jędrzejczyks, the Jessica Andrade, the Paige Van Zants, the Jessica Eyes, that have been been waiting for this 125-pound division to kind of come take that title. So that season wasn't really appealing to me personally, and I know probably quite a few other people in the comments said they weren't watching that one either, but you're going to have a hard reason really convincing me why you wouldn't watch this season. As I said, every fighter is coming in. It's the battle of the undefeated, so every fighter coming in is going to be undefeated. Then if you got Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington to the house, you can only expect some chaos, as that's Colby Covington's nickname, Colby Chaos Covington, pissing a lot of people off. Can you imagine Colby Covington fucking every week talking that trash? I could not wait for that. And then you could only expect that to result in a title fight. You know what I'm saying? Ultimate Fight, we saw that with Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw, season 25, which I actually did watch of The Ultimate Fighter. So we saw that there, and they fought for the title afterward. But here it would be the same thing, and that's also rumored that it would result in a title fight between Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington. Now, when are they going to announce this? I'm not sure. If these are not the two coaches, I don't know who else. One thing me and the Microwave, my brother, did talk about on one of the previous podcasts was that we would like to see, of course, you know, the biggest coaches possible would be Conor McGregor versus anybody for the Ultimate Fighter finale. Now, it would probably cost too much money to get Conor McGregor in the Ultimate Fighter house, as again, he's already did it with Uriah Faber, but I'm just talking about at where, and this was before all of the crazy shenanigans. This was before the mob rumors. This was before the fucking Conor McGregor Bellator stuff. But we were just saying, with as many people that tune into Conor McGregor now, how would it be for the UFC to put him on a reality type show, The Ultimate Fighter, where you got to see Conor McGregor's personality versus, I don't know, like Tony Ferguson every week? It doesn't matter who it is. Conor McGregor would sell it. But could you imagine the crossover fans, the general public that would tune in to The Ultimate Fighter if Conor was on there? Now, Colby Covington clearly is not as popular as Conor McGregor, not even close yet, but as far as entertainment value, you can expect that when you tune into The Ultimate Fighter Season 27 if these are the two coaches. More so than a Tyron Woodley. Let's say Rafael Dos Anjos wins this fight, and they're like, well, maybe we put RDA in for the TUF coach. I got to admit, if you're going to put Rafael Dos Anjos as the Ultimate Fighter coach versus Tyron Woodley, I'm not going to be as intrigued. I mean, it's going to be cool to see a bunch of guys that are undefeated, but it might make the difference of me not watching the show. If I know Colby, that there's going to be the Colby Covington drama on top of undefeated fighters, I'm in. But if it's just some undefeated fighters we've never heard of from different organizations, I'm intrigued, but the coaches don't push me over the edge. So with that being said, I've said enough. I hope these rumors are true. I don't expect the UFC to announce this until at least after the Rafael Dos Anjos Robbie Lawler fight, because as I said, it's being billed as a title eliminator. So if we already knew that Colby Covington was going to be fighting Tyron Woodley after the Ultimate Fighter, then you might not want to watch the Robbie Lawler versus Rafael Dos Anjos as much, because it's not really for a title shot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still going to be watching that card. Great card. Mike Perry's on that card. Santiago Ponzinibbio, as well as others. We got Ricardo Lamas versus Josh Emmett, who's replacing Jose Aldo. So going to be a great card this upcoming Saturday. But as far as it being a title eliminator, probably not so much if these rumors are true. And I got to admit, I hope these rumors are true. So with that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you tell me in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.